Hi, thank you for joining me for today's process video, and today I've dug back into the archives for a photo from August 2012 when we went over to Bangor in Northern Ireland to visit my father-in-law, and it's just a picture of Ross and his dad with the two kids walking along the Bangor seafront. Such a sweet memory, and I just wanted to do something a little bit different, so a summer photo seemed to be the obvious choice. So I grabbed out my summer collections, and specifically the vintage artistry sunburst ephemera bits from 49er Market, and I had to dig through those and chose a few bits to put on here. So most of these pieces are from that collection. That piece that I'm just messing with now, the notebook piece, is a die cut paper from a 49er Market paper and a Hey Little Magpie die, and then the toucan is from a Simple Stories summer collection. I forget which one, I've just got them all mixed together. I think it might be retro summer, but I couldn't be sure. And then that puffy sticker I think is a Pebbles collection. This was leftovers from one of our nest box kits that we did last summer. The same with that geotag in the bottom right hand corner. So I'm just trying to work out where to put all these different bits and pieces on the page before I carry on. And you'll have seen there was a black Viewmaster reel there as well. Again, that was a Hey Little Magpie die that I used just on a scrap of black cardstock to die cut out. I love adding black to bright colours. It just makes everything pop so much more. So bringing a big element in like that really helps. So I've grabbed a few of the scraps of papers that I've got in my summer box. It's just one of my Hey Little Magpie folders that I've got all my summer collections in. I really don't have an awful lot. I tend to use a lot up when I get a summer collection. But I just wanted to create a little strip of 1-inch squares to add to the left-hand side of the photo. This is the only pattern paper apart from the die cuts that I'm adding to this page. There's going to be some mixed media in the background and things, but I just wanted to give a nod to the pattern paper, and this is a great way of bringing the colours in without adding much pattern paper at all. A fantastic way to use up scraps. Like I say, these are only 1-inch square. You could go 1.5-inch square and create a longer piece, or just use 3 squares as well, and it just creates a really nice piece to tuck in on the left hand side next to that photo. So the photo was printed 4x6, but I trimmed it down just so that James, Ross, Amelia and Len were the focal point of the photo. And now I'm just fiddling about with everything. I want to get these stuck down as a mat so that I can add my mixed media. So I'm just having a play and working out exactly where I want things to go before I carry on. So I think that's just about right. Fiddling with that geotag going up and down. It's so funny watching this on camera because it all looks in exactly the same position as I mess moving things around the page. So just using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to get all this stuck down into a mat before I go in with the mixed media. And you can see I've already chosen my stencil on the right hand side, fast becoming a favourite of mine. It's an old Simple Stories stencil, but it just creates a really nice small pattern on the background that's almost indistinguishable, but it just looks really nice as a texture. So that toucan I want to have sitting on that little postcard piece. And then this strip's going to tuck down there on the left hand side. So just a little bit of glue to that, and then I can add that Viewmaster reel as well. Still fiddling. And just a dot of glue. It doesn't need to be too much because I shall add adhesive all over the back when I put this down onto the background. So just checking. So I think that's all straight. I was using my T-square ruler just to check that the photo and that strip on the left-hand side were straight. I don't mind if the elements at the top are a little bit wonky, and they do end up a bit wonky, which is the look I was going for. But definitely I want some straight elements just for the eye to rest and know that it's not all lopsided. So using a pencil just to go around the edges of everything to mark exactly where it's going to go. And then I can go in with my mixed media. So it will be some stamping first of all, and then I'll use that stencil afterwards. So just checking that this is all glued down together before I move it to one side. One last check that I'm happy with the positioning. There we go. So now coming in with stamps. So I'm using Chip Sapphire and the Distressed Grid stamp from Hey Little Magpie. and I just want to create a little background mat for the photo mat to sit on. So I'm just going to stamp this around. I don't know how clearly you can see the pencil lines on the screen, but I'm using those pencil lines as guidelines just so that this pokes out a little bit further than, extends a bit further than those pencil lines, just so that you can see it once I put the photo mat back on. And I am using second and third generation stamping, and I'm using different pressure on the stamps. If I just want a little bit like this one at the top, I don't add so much pressure at the bottom, and then I can stamp that bottom ink onto the left hand side, if that makes sense. So just getting everything covered. There was a little gap there, so I just wanted to add a little bit of stamping there. And then I'm coming in with some splatters. Now this didn't go exactly as planned. I'm using the chip sapphire, and I wanted to water it down a fair bit because it's quite a dark ink, but the water in my glass jar really wasn't very good. It had a lot of gold mica in it. It had evaporated a lot. It's been a little while since I've been at my scrap desk for various reasons, so I do have some gold mica on this layout. So you saw there I added a bit more ink and sprayed using my water bottle just so it was clean water, but the brush of course still had that gold pigment in. So then I grabbed another brush which was sitting in the same pot of water and added some more splatters with that. So again, it's added a bit of gold, but it really doesn't matter. It looks nice on the finished layout. So I just left that to dry a little bit and then blotted it up with a paper towel. And now I'm coming in with my stencil brush and just literally just using the blue that's left on that brush to add it around in various spots where the card is currently white, just to create some interest on the background so it's not all white and then this cluster in the middle. It just, I suppose it gives more places for your eyes to rest so that it's not a stark white background. So that's the reason. So now I'm coming in with my direction stamps, again from Hey Little Magpie, and I'm just going to stamp these as a vertical line. I always get vertical and horizontal muddled up. A vertical line down the centre of the page here. So again, using first and second generation stamping because I just want a hint. It doesn't need to be too precise, so long as it's straight. That's what I always strive for. And then I've also done it in weathered wood distress oxide as well. So just to get those differentials in the colours as well as the textures on the page. And then I'm going to add some to the right where I've got those word phrases, happy day and high tides, good vibes. And it just draws the eye out to the right there as well. So happy with that. I'm just going to add some splatters with that ink now. And rather than splattering, I just sort of smudge it onto the background, and I'm trying to bleed out a little bit of that chip sapphire as well where it's very dark, and also on the grids, just to create some interest once again. So again, I'll add this water, leave it to dry for a little bit, and then come back and blot it all up. Partly because I'm a little bit impatient, but mainly because I don't want it to be too dark. So just blotting it up there, and then I can carry on working. So this is where I'm going to add plenty of adhesive to the back of this block and get it stuck down on the page. And then there are just a few more little bits and pieces that I want to add. So we're fast approaching Christmas. I don't know how your preparations are going. Our days are taken up with James's markets. We've still got Thursday evening, Friday evening, and then full days, Saturday and Sunday, 2 markets on each day to do. So I'm not quite sure how my filming schedule is going. I've got a lot of preparation to do for our Christmas meal. I always cook Christmas meal, and it's for 14 people this year. So there's still quite a lot to be done, but I'm hoping to get a little bit more filming squeezed in between all the other chores that need to be done. But work's fairly quiet at the moment, so that gives me a chance to get some more bits and pieces done that I've been putting off while I was busy. So that's good. So just adding this title down the left hand side. As I mentioned, this is a puffy sticker title from Pebbles. I think it was called Fun in the Sun, their collection. Beautiful puffy stickers. I think we may still have some in the shop actually, but all really usable words. I've used this time and time again, and there's still plenty left. So these little tabs are from the 49er Market Sunburst ephemera bits. So just adding 2 of those, and then I'm going to use a pen to write the date and where we were. I just love this little butterfly, so felt that had to be added again from that Sunburst ephemera pack. and then a couple of ribbon loops at the bottom here just to create a different texture on the page. So first of all, a little bit of black gingham, and then this beautiful yellow and white stripy. And there we are. So now I'm going to add the journaling, as I mentioned. First of all, the date and then the place. And then at the bottom, underneath the photo, I'm just going to add a couple of lines just to say what we were doing there. Obviously, it's 12 years since we did this, so just over 12 years. So my memory's not great, but I think it was the first time that the kids had flown over to Northern Ireland. It was really magical. We had a lovely weekend. So there we go. And then I'm coming in with my tickets from 49er Market. I love this blue set. It's probably my most used and most favourite. So just adding one at the top here, and then I add one of the stamps and the paler blue to the right hand side cluster by That Happy Day. The little pale blue one that I add, it has the words captured on it, so I just think that's perfect for this photo because I've just captured the four of them walking down holding hands. It's really sweet. And then I just wanted another piece to add a little bit of height to the right of that frame. So here's that captured piece. I just knock it round to the right. I glue those two down, and then I bring another ticket in, as I say, and add that to the right, just there. Just curling it up, because they're on a roll, obviously they get a little bit rolled up, so just flattening it by curling it the other way. And that's it. I hope this has provided some inspiration. Thank you so much for joining me again this close to Christmas. A little bit of sunshine for a very dreary day here in Warrington. I'll see you again soon. Bye.